Hey guys, back with another video, and today I figured I would go over my very own level 72 OP8 Sniper Zero build. Now before we start, this video is going to be more open-ended than you might see in other build videos, and while I will provide a skill tree for you to check out, I'm ultimately going to talk about my process for putting together a sniper build for Zero. That way you can take what you're seeing in this video and modify it in ways that better suit your own playstyle. But still, I will be recommending how you should spec your character, as well as what pieces of gear you should acquire. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in and talk about some similar but slightly different playstyles. In my opinion, at higher levels of Borderlands 2, there are really two different ways to play Sniper Zero. The first method involves using the Pimpernel and combining it with Zero's Bore skill for massive damage. The second method involves obtaining a low-level Vladof Droog sniper rifle to stack critical ascension, and once you've stacked a sufficient amount of critical ascension, you can swap to another weapon and perform critical hits to deal massive damage. And what build is right for you is going to be mostly determined by your weapons. For example, you're probably not going to want to spec for velocity if you're using the Pimpernel. At the same time, you might find that you like velocity if you're using a sniper rifle like the Maliwan Snider. With that in mind, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about my proposed skill tree. This is how I would build a Sniper Zero. Now, before you flip out at how I've placed 5 points in Unforeseen instead of putting those points in Rising Shot, let me go ahead and explain what I've done here. As you can see on the screen, all of the skills that I've highlighted in red are skills that I would consider to be essential, while all of the skills that are highlighted in light blue are skills that I would consider to be adjustable or modular. The 5 skills that I would consider to be essential from the sniping tree are Headshot, Killer, Bore, At One with the Gun, and Critical Ascension. If you're familiar with Zero, the reason for picking Bore and Critical Ascension should be fairly obvious, as one skill is great for all Zero builds, while the other is great for sniper rifles in particular. Critical Ascension can make sniper rifles overpowered, provided that you have a low-level Droog sniper to quickly get stacks. Bore is great with the Pimpernel because you can overlap hitboxes, further increasing your damage, and as for the rest of the tree, At One with the Gun is just a good skill that you will want for sniper rifles, as it will help with hipfire accuracy, magazine size, and reload speed, while Killer improves reload speed and crit damage on a kill, and Headshot just boosts critical hit damage, which is always nice. For the Cunning or Blue skill tree, I chose Fast Hands, Ambush, Death Mark, Innervate, and Death Blossom. And I've chosen Death Mark and Death Blossom to get Zero's kunai, and Innervate is nice for the boost to health regeneration and slight boosts to gun damage and movement speed. As for the Fast Hands and Ambush skills, I think that they are simply more practical for a sniper build than Counter-Strike or Fearless are, and you will be able to take advantage of Fast Hands and Ambush more than you would the other two. As for the Bloodshed tree, I think you're definitely going to want the Grim and Follow-Through skills simply because other skills like Be Like Water, Backstab, and Execute are more practical for melee builds. After all, Grim is nice for the shield regeneration and action skill cooldown, while Follow-Through is nice for the improved movement speed and gun damage. In summary, I highly recommend that you pick the skills in red for your sniper build, as all of them are really good and are essential in my personal opinion. But let's move on to the adjustable and modular skills that appear in light blue. These are skills that I would argue you could allocate any way you want, or are skills that you can adjust as necessary. Like we did with the essential skills, let's talk about the ones that I've highlighted in the sniping tree, which are One Shot, One Kill, Precision, and Velocity. Of the 3, Precision could arguably be essential, as it has great synergy with At One with the Gun. However, One Shot, One Kill, and Velocity are more situational. For example, if you're using the Pimpernel, you're not going to want to use Velocity, and instead, you might want to place those points in One Shot, One Kill. But if you're using Critical Ascension heavily and you're using a low-level Droog to build up stacks, your points would be better invested in Velocity. From the Cunning tree, I've highlighted Rising Shot and Unforeseen. Honestly, Rising Shot tends to go well with Critical Ascension focused sniper builds for Zero, so I would recommend that you boost that. The points placed in Unforeseen honestly are more of a means to an end, just so you can get Death Blossom. Otherwise, you could really place those points anywhere with the exception of Two Fang, which I strongly recommend that you avoid that skill at all costs. As for the Bloodshed tree, this really depends on whether you want to take advantage of Zero's health gate abilities or not. Iron Hand provides percentage-based maximum health bonuses, which will actually decrease maximum health in the presence of a class mod that boosts maximum health by a finite number, and a Turtle Shield that decreases maximum health by a finite number. Killing Blow, on the other hand, is just a nice skill for melee players, but you may find that you take advantage of it on sniper characters on random occasions. But to be honest, it's really more of a means to an end, just so you can get to the Grim and follow-through skills. As for some of the skills that I didn't even mention, I didn't mention these skills because most of them are melee-focused skills. However, from the sniping tree in particular, I decided to avoid Zoom because I don't think it's really that essential. Maybe you would prefer to spec in it compared to One Shot One Kill or Velocity, but I'll leave that decision up to you. As for Kill Confirmed, it is a skill that boosts critical hit damage the longer that you aim down sights and caps at about 5 stacks or so. This is another skill you could pick over One Shot One Kill or Velocity, but in my personal opinion, I don't think you will be aiming down sights all the time to really take advantage of that bonus on a consistent basis. Maybe it's nice if you play the role of a support sniper in multiplayer, but I'm personally too impatient to wait for that bonus to build up. Now that we've gone over the skill trees, it's about time that we talked about weapons and gear and a little bit about what strategies you should implement with that gear. Ideally, you're going to want to have a sniper rifle equipped to each weapon slot. While you may feel tempted to equip another weapon like the Grog Nozzle or a Norfleet, I recommend that you don't, simply because carrying 4 sniper rifles will increase the amount of sniper rifle ammo that you will get upon opening ammo crates or even chests. And while you may find this to be somewhat stressful at first, it's highly recommended that you only have 4 sniper rifles equipped, especially if you're making heavy use of Critical Ascension, because switching to another weapon type will make you lose all of your stacks. And while this may be a little daunting at first, you will eventually get the hang of it. Plus, if you're really worried about running out of ammo, you can always acquire a stockpile relic, which will boost your sniper ammo, or you can get a Blood of the Ancients relic that can also boost sniper ammo in addition to boosting your maximum health. If you're worried about healing, you can always go ahead and try to acquire the Cherami Sniper from the Slaughterdome in the Iridium Blight. Generally though, most players tend to use slag transfusion grenades for healing, and while neither of these methods, the Cherami Sniper or transfusion grenades, are as effective as using the Grog Nozzle, Critical Ascension ultimately prevents us from using the Grog. So we will have to resort to the next best option, which would be transfusion grenades or the Cherami. To be more specific about weapons, if you're using the Pimpernel, you're preferably going to want 4 barking Pimpernels in each element and have all of them equipped. This way, you can simply switch to the elemental variant that you need in the moment. The same principle goes with the Critical Ascension style too. However, you're going to want a low-level Droog sniper rifle to easily stack Critical Ascension, and after that, you can use pretty much whatever you want. Ideally, you would want to use a really good sniper rifle like the Lyuda, but you could also use something like the Morningstar, Maliwan Snyder, Trespasser, or the Invader Sniper Rifle if you're feeling really adventurous. It would also be a good idea if we talked a little bit about defense. While not required, it's generally a good idea to use a Turtle Shield as Sniper Zero. This is because a Turtle Shield will provide you with the ability to take a couple more hits than you otherwise would be able to if you were using something like the B Shield or other more conventional shields. The one thing you will have to watch out for though is acquiring a Turtle Shield that doesn't remove more health than you actually have. While this isn't necessarily an issue from level 1 to 72, it is more of an issue with the overpowered levels since the health reduction continues to scale with the item's level. Your best options are going to be a OP 1 through 3 Hoplite or Fabled Tortoise, or if you want to try something else, you could try an OP8 non-unique common or white rarity turtle shield, and that will work great as well. If you do plan on putting together a health gate build for Zero, in order to get the ideal amount of health, which is in the triple digits, you're going to have to do a fair amount of experimentation between having your shield reduce the proper amount of maximum health, and then also having the proper amount of percentage-based maximum health bonuses. If you find that your health is reading as 1 or 0, make sure that you check your gear, skills, relics, and your badass rank, as all of these can provide percentage-based maximum health bonuses. As far as class mods are concerned, the most obvious one for you to use is the legendary sniper class mod, and this class mod is great because it boosts useful skills like headshot, precision, one shot, one kill, kill confirmed, and velocity. And the legendary sniper class mod is the definitive class mod for Sniper Zero, in my personal opinion. The only downside is that you are getting some shield capacity reduction, but if you're using a turtle shield, you're probably not going to notice. If you're looking for an alternative, or if you're planning on doing a lot of health gating, you may also want to try a level 50 survivor class mod, or around level 50, because the health regeneration and the boost to maximum health that will provide will make your health gating a lot easier. Plus, that inherent health regeneration that's unique to that class mod can make it to where if you do have health regeneration in the triple digits, you can basically regenerate your health from the class mod by itself. So that's pretty cool. At the end of the day though, if you're playing Sniper Zero, like I've said before, there are really two ways that I think you can do it. You can get 4 Pimpernels in each element and use a Survivor class mod to abuse the health gate, or you can get a low-level Vladof Droog sniper to stack critical ascension, and then use whatever sniper that you want after that. Of the two, both setups have their advantages. I would say using Pimpernels is better for more of a run-and-gun type playstyle, while critical ascension stacking is going to be better for enemies with a lot of health. I would just say that you should try to go ahead and experiment and find what you like, as both setups can work quite well, and provided that you have all of the gear that I've mentioned in this video, you can switch between the two relatively easy every time you return to Sanctuary. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this particular video. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like, click the bell to join the notification squad, and as always, take care, and I'll see y'all next time.